Oh,
Insanity.
This is the longest con, dude.
Is there any picture proof of this conversation or a video?
Yeah, we got all sorts.
We have
of
all
DMs.
sorts of
We
it.
got all sorts of DMs to go through. I guess we're just gonna start off with it's not really funny, except in the sense that it shows just what a psychopath, like liar and manipulator that Phil is. This is just a small assortment of the
sick
DMs.
stuff.
We'll go into the sick stuff folder because I think this is the real headline of all this stuff.
Sick stuff. Okay,
I gotta say, the moment I knew Phil was truly crazy is when Andy blew up when you guys finally dropped the act. I've known Andy for years. He's one of the most laid-back guys I've ever spoken to. Yeah, well, you know, dude, it'll be cool. Whatever. Andy is like seething. He's frothing at the mouth. He's like, this mongoloid retard. I'm like, Andy's pissed. I've never seen it before. Thank God nobody was there for Gun. Phil would have been shot.
No, but Ashton's telling Phil, he's like, you're gonna ruin Gundam. He's been calling you out, and then you're like, okay, Phil has agreed to do the Itsagundam interview. I'm like, I haven't even asked him yet. And then I'm like, Gundam, you're like, no, I haven't even researched. I don't have time for Phil. I don't want to make him money. I'm like, fine.
I didn't want to help Phil in any way.
Which is respectable. And I understand
he was
why
shitting on me.
The more I learn. Yeah, exactly, because he was gassed up. Because he was
going after me right after like the side scroller arc ended. Side scrollers ends. Phil like puts on his Nazi cap. He scares the shit out of Blabs.
Have that clip,
He might be Jewish. I don't know. And then when like the internet turns on him, he starts going on. Craig loves Itsagundam. He can't get enough of Itsagundam.
Yeah,
he's a fucking clown. Yucko. And I'm like, I didn't do anything, Phil. They just asked me to send a question. I didn't even want to do it. What are you mad at me for, Phil?
So I just want to put some context on this.
Okay.
So I'm on vacation. Okay, like I'm trying to enjoy my vacation.
Sorry, that's your first mistake. Your vacation doesn't matter. Only Phil's day off matters.
And we'll get into that later on, where I messaged Phil about this really good opportunity to like cross over with LolCow and stuff, but it was on his precious day off. So that was my mistake, thinking I could DM him on his day off, and boy, did he tell me. So I'm on vacation, right? I'm trying to enjoy my time on a tropical island. Andy's trying to enjoy his time on a tropical island.
Oh, beautiful island.
And he goes, man, I hope you have a great vacation, but I just got some terrible news that's related directly to what we were talking about regarding travel. So it's like, I'm on vacation. I go, what happened with travel, Phil? Well, please do not share this info, which I never actually did, by the way. Phil leaked all of this. Phil leaked all of these DMs in order to claim that he was master trolling us and that these were all lies meant to manipulate us, by the way.
How does it feel to be fooled by the mastermind?
The king snake, as it were.
How you have sympathy.
But
imagine
you're on the beach in Jamaica and you get this DM. Yesterday, I spoke with my parents, and my mom is on her last legs health-wise, with doctors giving her less than a year to live. She basically begged me to find time to travel back to Connecticut by the end of the year so we could spend time together one last time. But that stupid fucking Real ID shit I told you about goes into effect May 7th. I looked into it, and all of our licensing departments are on a massive backlog because everyone is rushing to get this before that date. I'm going to call them tomorrow because they will finally be open after the weekend.
What the fuck?
But chances are, my wife and I are now going to take a completely unplanned/unscheduled trip to Connecticut, likely in late April. That also means finding a way to have our pets taken care of, so we'll likely have to pay top dollar for a highly rated pet sitter because we have 4, and they all need daily care. So all of this just dumped on us yesterday, and it looks like our next couple months are going to be incredibly stressful, and that's even if my mom's health holds out. So yeah, this fucking sucks.
You were trolled, Ashton.
Ashton, I hope you're having a good time, but my mom may be very sick.
What the fuck?
Could you take time out of your day to think about me?
And it's like, not only that, but it's like, you're telling me all this stuff about how you can't get a real ID because you don't have a passport. Because
that doesn't make sense.
As a
you
grown
just get a real idea going to the DMV.
I honestly have no idea. This guy is so incompetent. He doesn't even know how to get a passport.
Yeah, you gotta go to
get a
the
real
post
ID.
office.
And it's
not
this
hard.
is very obvious. Like,
it's not hard, right?
No, it's not.
Okay.
You go to the post office, you fill out some papers, a Latin woman looks like she wants to spit in your face, they take an ugly photo of you, you're done.
But he takes his problems and then he makes them my problems.
They are your problems.
To where it's like, are you asking me how to walk you through the process on how to get a real ID or passport? Like, I can't file the paperwork for you, sir. And it's like this whole talk about an unplanned, unscheduled trip. Like, this trip is supposed to be in late April, and this is in February. Like, most people would consider 2 months' notice to be enough to plan a trip.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There are people who take trips all the fucking time. But this is just a glimpse of the mental illness and insanity that would be dumped on my desk from time to time with Phil. And it's what this is also is it's pretty obvious to me this was manipulation because this is after we did the the Stephen Cambion Truth Seekers interview.
Yeah, when
and
he
so
felted him, yeah.
because of that, he wanted me to feel bad for him, not press him anymore, not grill him on Grill Phil. And so he would dump this shit on my it's just fucking wild.
Wait, Ashton, by the way, you were trolled here. Look how mean Ashton is. Fuck, Phil. That's horrible news. I would never tell anybody. I can't really... Oh, you're
By the way,
empathy.
I actually give him good advice. I go,
I'm not gonna lie to you. I would have ignored all these messages if I was on a beach.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I really should have. But
You basically adopted a cat that was riddled with gout. You brought it into your home, you nurtured it, and it would piss on your fucking couch whenever.
No, it really would. And then it would be entitled and be like, well, you didn't clean it up good enough, bud. You know, it's like, fuck. I'm trying to tell this 43-year-old man that he should push to get his passport. If he just had his passport, he wouldn't have these problems. Anyway, that's just one instance
The
here.
real ID you could get without a passport, though.
Which he now claims, by the way, that this was all lies. You know, it's horrible. And then he lied about his mother being sick. Okay, so this is why. So recently, Darkside Phil had 2 shows where he didn't beg, where the whole world was like,
yeah, I saw those shows. I thought we were going to die. Like an asteroid.
It's like, what is actually going to happen? Has hell frozen over? What's going on? So Darkside
Dogs
Phil
and cats are living together. It's complete anarchy.
is telling me the reason why this is happening is because of his rabbit. He says,
Mr.
hold on,
Jinglebelly.
taking my rabbit to the vet first thing in the morning, and looks like I might have to put him down. It just gets worse and worse when you get old. Now, I didn't ask to be told this, you know?
Yeah.
But I'm like, I'm so sorry. Well, what else are you going to say?
Fuck, that's
to
horrible.
that, right?
I'm so sorry, man.
You know, he goes, I took him to emergency care today. They don't know what's causing him to be so sick. X-ray results won't be in until Monday, and we have to manually syringe feed him multiple medicines and liquid food tons of times a day. It takes the both of us to do it because he's terrified and won't just let you feed him. One has to hold him.
How does
the
he
other
have the strength?
uses the syringe. I don't know.
This is horrible.
I don't know.
Wait, if
Like the
he's
rat is
lying-
dying, but it has the strength to resist 2 humans that are grossly overweight. No offense.
Well, listen, the people of calories are in it together.
Ash, if this is true, that's sad. But if he's lying about this, which he is, this is twisted. This is like serial killer level of like.
If none of this ever happened and he's just, as he claims, fabricating this out of thin air in order to manipulate us for money,
Then he's one of the greatest liars of all time.
isn't this insane? Isn't this mental illness and sickness to lie about
He
this?
walked on his toes.
I know.
Oh my
I
God.
know.
Hey, Miracle Dream, you know the answer to this.
Wait. He told his mods too, which means he's lying to his own mods about things dying in his life.
Well, they got to
Or
give him
he's
money.
lying to me and he never told his mods, or this is his way of milking the mods for extra cash. But, you know,
Or
this
just
party
keep
was
the
right.
chat today,
My
you can support
detractors
Darkside Phil.
would find a way to turn it into a joke, which they did. But that, you know, he goes, but imagine if I told them about Kat being sick last year, us worried about cancer. Like, and it's like, whoa, man, like your wife has cancer? Like, holy shit. But so here he goes. He goes, things are really fucked. I have to put my rabbit down tomorrow. We've been syringe feeding him all week. He's about to die. I've been doing this all the while behind the scenes. Can we delay the show until Thursday? I say, oh, it's no problem. Like, you know, Thursday is going to be best for me too. He says, I'm not even kidding. We are barely holding it together.
Oh my God.
I broke down today, midday, and somehow composed myself to play shitty Five Nights at Freddy's. How he found the strength. I somehow composed myself to play Five Nights at Freddy's for money.
It's DSP Schindler's List, but it's a rabbit instead of Jewish people.
No, he goes, he's paralyzed now. It's his time. I put in a voicemail at the vet. Last thing I want to do is watch Raw right now.
Because he was
You know,
lazy?
So
If only
he
you could send me a photo of Andy,
goes-
I might feel a little better.
He goes, I know I went through this 2 years ago as well with some small animals and figured it would be different. But now our rabbit is going to go so fast. It's not fair, but it's life. We can't have children. Go to the next slide.
Next slide, there you go.
We can't have children, so we love having animals and they're family to us.
Why can't they have children?
We find out why they can't have children. So if you actually go out of there,
Oh, 1 second.
and
Let
then
me
the
just,
next thing he lays on me,
I'm gonna
he's
make a
basically
new.
he's saying that the rabbit is the replacement for his son.
All right.
And that's
Oh.
why he was so devastated. He couldn't even beg. He couldn't even do his pre-stream that day during the Five Nights at Freddy's marathon.
That's how you know he loved that rabbit. But DSP doesn't have the
yes.
strength to beg.
So I told Phil, by the way, that I wanted him to embrace being the piece of shit that he was. That
Yes.
I wanted Darkside Phil to just embrace being the nasty, obnoxious, horrible, begging slob that he is, and that he should lean into it and be what's called in wrestling a heel character.
So you wanted him to be the Mr. Burnell.
Yes,
It's
I
Vince
wanted
McMahon
him
era.
to stop like neutering himself and just go off and be wild, right?
He is well.
And-
Everybody already hates him.
So how he told me this, and this was fairly early on, this was his excuse for why he couldn't become that heel character. So he says, my wife is sick and has been all year, and she's not getting better. He says not cancer here, but later on he'll tell me he suspects it is cancer.
Oh,
But
no.
she has multiple things going on, and this year has been hell for us. I've lied a lot to my audience. Well, that's not surprising, Phil, about it because it's
Shocker.
nobody's business. We did some stuff on stream earlier this year, but then things got way worse. She may need major surgery, and we are pretty scared and hoping for the best. You are the only person I've told about this, so there's no one else in his life that
You
he
know-
can confide this information to. No friends, no family, nobody.
I feel
I'm the
bad
only
because,
person.
like, Kat's life was ruined when she got too close to Phil. Like I've said before, the man is a giant Sonichu medallion. You just get too close, your life just falls to pieces. You develop some form of cancer. You can't have kids. Your rabbit's dying. Andy Worski's no longer chill. It's a nightmare.
But he made me snap, dude.
And then he tries to say she has found religion again this year as a result of all this going on. It's really rough for me because I used to be religious in my life, and then I changed. I'm supporting her through it, and we are really hoping that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. I think there is, and then out of nowhere, I'm doing stuff with you guys, and things are going well, and we're making extra money. And now we're going to be able to see a different doctor on Wednesday of this week because we can afford it. But I think you can now kind of figure out why I cannot become the big heel of the internet right now. So this guy, like, it's basically if I stopped working with him, his wife could no longer afford medical treatment. This is what this guy is laying on me, man. Like, holy fucking shit.
Lied about cancer, and he was bashing Boogie for the same thing. Oh, cancer. Well, now.
But none of this even makes sense. Like, just say that you're, like, afraid of the detractors giving you extra criticism, and that's why you can't be over the top with your persona and be interesting. Just tell me you don't want to do it if that's the case. If this is a lie. You know what I'm saying? But, like, I'm not...
There has to be some truth in this, because a lot of what Phil does is based on some measure of truth, like a grain of it.
Yeah.
Because I recall him doing a couple streams talking about, we got to see the doctors, and I'm not getting into it, yada, yada, yada. That poor girl just needs a diet. Then you can have a kid.
Well, you know what?
Oh, so we're going to get into the copes. We're going to get into the copes of why dieting doesn't work. Gundam, are you ready?
Oh, I'm always ready for a chubby girl.
We saw a clip, right, where he actually explained how to lie. And Gundam, he literally said that. You start with the truth, and then you build the lie around it. So it all makes sense, right?
He's like George Costanza from Seinfeld, but he doesn't have Jerry, Kramer, and Elaine to keep him in line.
I say he's like his father, the devil, the prince of lies, and that he does his father's business.
Okay. Power.
So, you know, Phil here is trying to say to me, he's like, we're just trying to figure out if I can take an extra day off like 2 times a month so we can do more stuff together. And it's actually looking good. So I think we might start doing that in November.
Okay.
And I told Phil he should take the time off if he can, because 6 days a week is too much. People can't miss you if you never go away. You do a lot of hours. Like, imagine if your wife is dying and you don't know how much time you might have with her. This is the person that you love the most in the entire world. And for the sake of trying to squeeze a few extra pennies, you take no time out of the week to be with her. And I'm just trying to give this guy good advice. Like, holy fuck, man. At a certain point, your time is being wasted. Like, you would make just as much money going 5 days of the week as 6, Phil, because he's not getting really paid for those hours. You know what I'm saying? It's not like he's getting consistent donations. Most of it's just waste. You know, here he goes saying, I told her that if things kept going as well as it did in August when I got that huge boost from working with you guys, we could do more stuff and spend more time together. And at first, she actually got angry with me because she was like, don't get our hopes up over something that will never happen. Go ahead.
That doesn't sound very religious. The correct answer should have been praise be.
The Lord brought PvP into our life, and now we're making this money, and I can afford medical care. And
I can't wait for us to go outside and walk around the block, Philip. Don't worry, Cat. The day off is coming.
Jesus.
But now he goes, but now, over September, stuff definitely dropped a bunch without you guys to do collabs with. You see where this is going? So it's like, my wife, she's really sick, but, you know, she has hope now. We might be able to spend more time together.
It's like Make-A-Wish commercials.
Yes, but now things are drying up because you guys aren't doing collabs with me. So will you please do a collab with me? So
okay, now I see where it's going.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Only 5 subs a day. You can feed a fat wife.
You can save Darkside Phil.
But this is actually so fucked. And he's telling me, by the way, that now that these are all lies, that every single part of this was just a lie and a manipulation tactic. He says,
Ashton,
so
sorry.
then Cat most likely just has diabetes and it's turned into cancer.
Yeah.
We have a bunch of subs. Is that what you wanted to shout out?
Midnight stream for 22 subs. Thank you.
Huge!
One for 5 subs. A DSP Historical Society, sure, for 10 subs. A Kool-Aid Merchant of Philtown for 10 subs. DSP Accessibility neck headphones for 5 subs. And Bolt Action Loser for 10 subs. And I'm like 100 new followers. Let's go. Thank you.
As a reward, I will have more DoorDash.
Let's go.
Mr. Klosterhopper for 5 subs. DoorDash Killing Fat Wife Sad for 5.
Whoa.
Strong Like Bull for 5. I'm just making sure I got all of them. No Bump Bandy for 5 subs. Fountains of Sneed for a sub. Lazy Titan for 5 subs.
We read
and then
those
there you go.
ones.
Midnight.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
We got them. Let's get some more subs.
So, Gundam, what do you think so far? Is this more than you thought? That how insane he was? I mean, we all know he was a loser, begging, this, that, the other. Did you expect this type of level of sickness, or is it shocking you?
DSP is far more powerful than I ever perceived. Like some sort of dark god from Warhammer. I can't even process the level of lies. It's almost masterful. In the sense of it's so insane that even he is living the lie.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, he
there's so
says,
little money.
He says, by the way, I am so open to new stuff as long as it's not constant drama. Which it's like, Phil, like, we're a drama show. Like, what do you think we're going to be doing? Or
And then Phil
making
tells
me,
you he wants to
or
jelly
making
wrestle
me a
Andy.
villain. Or making me a villain. It's like, Phil, you are a villain. You will always be a villain. There's nothing I can do to change your perception as a villain because you are just an evil piece of shit.
Makes him such a villain. He sees himself as a hero. He's
Yes.
a powerless Homelander.
That's crazy.
Oh my God.
That's crazy.
Oh. So he goes, because of what I told you about my wife's health earlier this year, by the way, she seems to be slowly recovering despite no doctor being able to explain what she's been going
It's
through.
a miracle.
And then he blames the American health system. Then this I find
He's
funny.
bloated?
He goes, I'm really sorry I was boring on the show in October. I felt sick and bloated because I ate fast food and I was slow-witted and not adding much. I promise I will be on my A game if we work together again. So he's just begging, bro. Like, he's coming up with excuses. But I love how he actually does here just admit that he was boring and slow-witted on the show.
Well,
because he was. Yes.
You caught him after like a
Holy.
DoorDash binge with like a night full of gin and Hogan's.
Here he goes. He goes, I'm reading back again. I'm actually really sorry that I'm so scattered and stressed. I'm not going to quit the politics show. He did quit the politics show.
It was a great show.
I want to keep at it, but it's frustrating. It's actually getting so little support, being that I decided to stream it just on Kick. Well, Phil, that was your choice. You could have streamed it on both YouTube and Kick. But
Well,
that's
he
just
thought
an
he was hot
excuse.
shit. That's the best part.
Yeah. He goes, I don't know what happened. I had like 10 consistent supporters there, and now I have like 2. Well, what happened, Phil? Was you were
Phil had a really
boring.
bad take. He had a bad take, plus he was boring. For some reason, he went after a
The food
homeless
bank
shelter.
take? He went after the food bank, Gundam. You know, like
It didn't make sense.
It
Gundam,
didn't make any sense.
I'm not sure if you heard this, but he was in our chat the next day being like, hey, could you guys take off Thursday so I
We
can
have
do my
that.
show?
Don't worry. We'll get there. We'll
I,
get there.
I heard that part.
So
Andy
just
was
remember,
tripping on it.
the highlight of the political show, as Gundam was saying, was his take. So there was a food bank, and what they were saying is, and this is pretty typical for food banks to say, hey, we have enough of these items, like we have enough bread. We would appreciate if people could donate oatmeal because we don't have enough oatmeal. Phil took this as that the people who went to the food bank were beggars that can't be choosers.
No.
When it was and
No.
shit on the people going to the food bank, but it wasn't the people at the food
And the
bank
food
that
also
were
had to be
requesting
specifically
luxury food.
holiday themed.
Yes.
Wait, he thought it was the people getting the food, like asking
But
for the
just
food, not
imagine
the
the
people
take
who
that
get it.
beggars can't be choosers from Dark Side Phil.
Whoa.
Dark Side
It
Phil's
was
the same.
just fucking mind-blowing.
That's what makes him the best.
Holy.
He doesn't see himself ever. Like, Phil will sit there and rant about someone not changing with the times, and I just smile endlessly like a Cheshire cat. I'm like, go on, Phil. Tell me about how these people don't know how to do anything different and they keep doing the same shit.
You know, and he, he says
so
that, he says that Void got brainwashed by duty. I love how it has to be
Shout out
that
Void.
if somebody stopped donating to you, it had to be they got brainwashed by the detractors.
Dude,
and
he got him like Revolver Ocelot and Metal Gear Solid 1 and tortured him like the Dark
Yeah,
Machine.
exactly. In order to somehow magically turn him against him. And it couldn't be either that A, the person is just bored with your shitty content, B, they don't have the money to give at this point in time, or C, they just don't feel like giving you the money. No, it has to be that they were brainwashed.
They were being withholding.
They were withholding. They were withholding support. He goes, I think I somehow need to find a foothold on Kick that isn't your fan base, and I have no idea how to do that.
Ooh.
Oh, wow. That's something he'd never say.
That's fucking sad, isn't it?
I think
I
that
have
was
no
real.
idea. It is real. He has no idea how to do anything. It's like, Phil, do you know what the actual key is? It's not like the goals, the pizza parties, the bag.
The pizza party was great. He had some really good matches.
It's called being entertaining, Phil. If you are consistently entertaining, then you'll get money from your fans. And you'll grow because they'll tell their friends about the show or they'll share the link on social, and then you'll grow, Phil. That's how you do it. You have to actually be good. You have to actually be entertaining.
By the way,
but
did
he
he
put
have
the
Pizza
cart
Hut?
before the horse.
Was it Pizza Hut?
It was actually Papa John's, wasn't it?
Wow.
The Day of Reckoning.
Or was it Domino's? I don't even remember. It was so
It's
ridiculous.
retarded.
Okay, and then we have the final one here about health. So it comes back to this is that the rabbit was his child. And he says, we can't have kids. And I said to him, well, Phil, I thought that was a conscious choice on your part not to have kids. And he says, it was a choice until it wasn't. You think you have control of stuff and then you don't? My wife gained a ton of weight out of nowhere. Couldn't have been the 3 DoorDash meals a day, the lack of going outside.
The midnight snack pizzas.
Yeah, the snack
Gourmet.
pizzas.
Midnight
Yeah.
snack pizza.
Out of nowhere.
What? How do you not know that, Andy?
I'm
So
learning
listen,
the
this
lore
guy,
as this
he
is going
revealed.
along.
So
Like,
he,
Andy was the one who got
him,
us into
yes,
it.
I got him to take pictures of what was in his fridge and freezer. And what was in his freezer is what he claimed is a snack pizza, which was a frozen pizza.
Phil's refrigerator is so full, it could feed a village of Hungarians.
Yeah, no, seriously, man. It was like fucking jam-packed with all this frozen shit, and they were gourmet snack pizzas. Okay.
Mhm.
And
That's the
I
good
said
stuff.
to him, like, I'm a 400-pound man. I'm fat as fuck. And I've never even heard of a fat fucking snack pizza, Phil. Like, holy shit, man.
It's what you have between middle dinner.
Oh my. So
Okay.
my wife gained a ton of weight out of nowhere and was having crazy serious problems last year. We did a ton of tests and found out it's a combo of her thyroid and ovarian issues. Now, it might very well be, but I just find it funny that every fat person blames it on
That
their
is
thyroid.
thyroid. Yes.
It's always a thyroid issue. It's never calories in, calories out. They defy the laws of physics because of thyroid issues.
You could
And
say
ovarian
calorie
issues.
deficit, and they would go look at you blankly, like, what the fuck do you mean a
What's that?
calorie
Calorie
deficit?
deficit.
It says, so not only can't we have kids, she's at extremely high risk of getting cancer at any
Okay.
time.
You know,
And
on another level, you think about it. Remember Phil got like workout machines for Cat that he kept breaking?
Yeah.
It's all coming together. Yeah, like they couldn't put it together, dude.
No way.
Neither one of them.
They
Both
were
couldn't
unable to build it.
Dude, it was so heavy.
Did he
Phil couldn't
task rabbit
drag
it?
he couldn't drag it outside, so he had to pay to have movers come his home and take away the workout machine.
No way.
Oh no,
Phil is in
Phil.
bad shape.
Oh,
And without legs
no.
don't help him.
He's weak.
So apparently she's at extremely high risk of getting cancer at any time. Her ability to process stuff properly is fucked. So she just gains weight like nothing. Now, I don't think this is actually how it works, but he claims that she's lost a lot, like 30 pounds just on diet and hard work. But she fluctuates and it's not fair.
How much
If
does she weigh?
Well, we don't know. But if
Ah.
she were to be on stream with me one week, she may look skinny, but the next week, way bigger. And
like a
people
funhouse
just
mirror.
shit on her, so we decide against it entirely. There's nothing
That's
in the world that's
not
like
true.
that, where you magically go from fat to thin within a week time span.
She's walking
And
through a funhouse.
He's like, I got Kat some Ozempic off of AliExpress.
And by the way, at this exact moment, Iron Chef Sakai has gifted 25 subs!
Let's go.
That's
Go.
gonna drive Phil nuts. As we're going
Thank
over
you.
his wife being fat and him lying about cancer, his top whale is dropping sub bombs
Whale?
on our show.
Pardon the pun, whale. Get
Oh
it?
man!
All right,
well,
let's get out of
holy
the.
shit.
Let's get out of the.
All right, so let's go back into the DSP DMs
Okay.
and let's just have a look at some of these.
Okay. You don't even know if
okay.
it's worth it or if it's skippable.
So here, this is right after the Steve interview, and he says,
Classic.
I'm not angry. You guys have done a ton for me, and that's why I'm on board here, and I'm not looking to make millions. Today, I made only $150 extra and had to do that shitty podcast." So he's referring to his own podcast as shitty. And
Well, it is.
my wife
right.
my wife got pretty upset at me for doing the interview and basically called me stupid for falling for it.
Oh.
Oh, retard alert! Retard alert!
Thoughts, Gundam?
My only thought is nothing, honest to God. It's beautiful. It's also sad. The woman who can't figure out how to manage her calories is smarter than Phil. It's a damn shame.
Oh,
By the
man.
way, it's so
He
funny.
then goes-
So it was so funny on stream. We were like, "Oh, we hate Steve, that dastardly bastard."
You
And then-
snaked us, Steve. We'll see you next
I'll
week.
see you on Tuesday.
He went rogue, Phil.
Oh man!
We did not know he was going to do this to you.
Okay.
He believed us.
So at a certain point, so Phil here has actually now brainwashed himself
Yes.
into believing that this was a staged interview that he agreed to, when at no point he actually believed, like, actually that never happened. So he goes, "I knew it was staged, but it's kind of hard to explain all of that to my wife when she's angry. So I ate shit all day. I think we're going to figure this out long term, and it will work for everyone now that we are being honest with each other." So do you see the cognitive dissonance here?
Yeah,
of
Kat
this
is actually like aware of the whole thing.
So
She's
and
like, Phil, you're getting larped on, you fucking idiot. Where's my pizza?
So
Kat, you're not going to snake me.
that part is amazing in and of itself, but he goes from saying, "I knew the interview was staged," to, "I think we're going to figure this out," meaning that we didn't agree to it ahead of time and that we still need to figure out what the plan is. And then goes, "It will work for everyone now that we are being honest with each other." So this all contradicts the initial part of him saying that he knew it was staged, because his mind is in like some 1984 Big Brother doublethink shit where he just can't accept the fact that I snaked him with this interview. And so he's actually trying to brainwash himself
Hypnosis.
into all of this. And then
He's
later,
gaslighting himself.
yes, he's gaslighting
It's like what chicks do
himself.
when they date a fucking toxic guy. That's what you are, Andy. Like, you're cheating on her, you're lying to her, you're leading her astray. You're like, "It's okay, honey, put the drugs up your butt. The feds won't check there."
So this is where I'm still trying to get Phil to like do grill Phil, do the humiliation ritual so we can keep milking.
Entertain people.
So I tell Phil, I honestly thought the podcast you did today was great. It was classic how you were able to rally everyone to donate, but I don't want to cause you problems at home, though. That's not cool.
You sound like a
It's-
like talking to a toddler.
Yeah.
It really is.
It's so fucking ridiculous.
Blue's Clues over here.
That's why the transparency is important. If I'd known that's what it was going to be, I would have told her it wasn't serious. But instead, she heard me talking on the podcast and then found the interview herself.
Stop.
Damn it, Kat.
Oh,
Nobody expected you to not watch
man.
Voice Critical this morning.
Holy fuck, dude. So and then he goes on this big
All
TED
those
talk.
detector videos she probably saw too that break down just how fucking dumb Phil is. As he's
Oh.
sitting there smiling and
Starts
Steve just
talking
breaks
to
him
me,
over the
he's
coals.
Don't let this discourage you from getting married, because overall I'm way happier now than I ever was before. But
Wow,
it's
that's
just
a massive fucking cold.
it's just a different thing to have to deal with. Knowing the full deal going forward will be very much appreciated and make us more successful.
Well,
I don't know.
but to
Apparently,
be
this is
fair-
the thing you have to do with marriage, is that your wife might find out that you were blown out in a
Fucking
debate.
idiot.
And then you're
To
an
be fair, though,
idiot.
to be fair, his goal went from 50 to 100. So I guess he was like, "See, honey, it's working."
It's
Not the
working.
And then
Ashton
Oh
Ashton
my
makes him
god.
buy wrestling cards worth like $3,000.
Yes,
like
he's
Jesus
buying these
Christ.
like these out of print wrestling cards, or not out of print, but they've been selling out, so he has to pay inflated prices. Okay, next slide.
You
What else
sold
do we
him
got?
wrestling cards for the
Okay.
price of an RTX 5090? What?
Yeah. So here we have. This is Dark Side Phil. This is just a sampling of the messages that he put in our kick chat.
It made
It's
me
like,
so mad, dude.
he
I was
really
so
thought
mad,
that,
dude.
He really thought like he was like friends over here and that we enjoyed him being in the chat. He was the most annoying, thirsty, desperate for attention, no life loser in the entire
Begging.
chat. Just
Please,
begging
Andy,
for
please,
attention.
please watch me eat a cheeseburger. And I'm like saying like to his face or whatever in chat. I'm like, "Bill, We can't watch 43 minutes of you eating Panera Bread.
Every
You
time
gotta be
idiot.
shitting me.
I swear to God,
No!
I
I
swear.
swear.
Buddy, it was every day, dude. I swear. Oh my God, I want to die.
He came to your stream to promote his stream,
Yes.
but he specifically
watch
wanted
it.
Andy to watch him eat.
Yeah, us to watch it. Either me or me and Ashton on the post show.
What the fuck did you get out of that?
I would be like, I can't. What you eat? This is one time.
Well,
I
and he
watched
wouldn't
it for
even
1
have
minute.
he wouldn't even have the mercy to send us the timestamp. He would just DM us his full
He's incredibly
replay of
busy
like 3.5.
afterward.
Yeah, he's
I'm
super
like, where's the
busy.
timestamp? He goes, the
Oh,
whole
don't
thing's
worry, we're gonna get
entertaining.
Okay, the one
No
thing
way.
I
I
know
swear
we're
to God,
limited
43
on
minutes.
time. One thing I want to bring up with this, he would come up with what he thought were these pithy one-liners that were the most cringe lines, but he thought he was so funny. These dad jokes. So what I would do is I would read them out and I would go zing, and I would call him the Zing King. And he really thought it was funny. It was so obvious that it was cringe and shit.
But I was rolling my
fucking
eyes on
corrupted.
camera. Like, oh my God.
Man! All right, just hit play and let's just look.
What was the video? This is the
Yes.
video. Okay.
You just kept feeding his insane ego to the point
Yes.
of where he only believed the positive things and ignored any good piece of information, like any real
Yes.
advice you had for him.
Yes. Hang on.
One of these
love this
messages
guy.
it's like someone lit a fart with a lighter. Zing! What a brilliant contribution, Phil. Just hit play on this.
Hang on,
And
resizing
so,
would be better.
he sent 707 messages in the
What?
span of a week.
Oh boy, he's like your Derek.
Look!
Wow, he is your Derek.
Buddy.
Look! He really became Derek in our fucking chat. Like, look at this.
Buddy.
Holy shit.
Oh my God.
No, what are you doing?
Look at this.
Look
All
at
Santa
this.
beard suck ass.
at the
LOL.
one underneath.
Zing.
He goes, dude, you guys can razz me whenever. And if you really want to destroy me, watch me eating the corn.
We weren't joking. I swear to God, we
No,
weren't.
seriously, that's what he's saying. Watch him eat the corn the long way.
This is 1 week. And he did this for like months.
Just hit pause at any random
I
point.
see why Andy likes just unplugged from this.
There you have Phil
I
goes,
went
my
insane.
mom,
Gundam,
my
I
mom
actually went
smoked,
insane.
just out of nowhere volunteers this. My mom smoked 2 packs a day at one point.
That's not a good sign. Like he was working his mama's nerves.
Yeah, dude.
I wonder why my mom smokes 2 packs a day. Mommy, look at my Legos. He-Man.
Look at him. He's really excited for our segment. He goes, did someone say nerds on the go?
It's the worst segment we do.
It's
It's
our,
the
it's
worst.
our, like slop segment
Gundam,
where
it's
it's to
literally the
torture us.
Boring segments, and people donate 100 subs for us to watch it at 0.5 speed.
Wait,
And that's
he
just
got-
go, ah!
Look
the
at the
whole
very
time.
bottom. He
Yeah.
got too familiar. He go, good night, Ash. Like, oh,
Oh, good night.
oh.
Ooh.
I don't ever remember saying goodnight to a single man in my life.
Oh my god! But it's not even my full name. He had like short formed it. Like,
Look at this
oh,
tipster. Sumo drop from the top turnbuckle. Zing!
Here we go.
Zing! Here we go. Oh my God.
You've
applause.
got him, Phil. Roasted.
Who got this video, by the way? This is amazing. Is this Duty?
oh my god! No, it's That Being Said podcast.
Oh,
put
That
this
Being
one
Said.
together.
Respects that being
Look
said.
at
Podcast
this,
shout
man.
outs.
Like it just keeps going and going and going.
This is a lot.
This is us telling him the merch.
Are we halfway
lore
there yet?
About
Oh my god.
holy!
Look at this. Look.
It just keeps going.
It's so fucking long. It's like the credits to Assassin's Creed.
Holy.
buddy. So that,
Andy.
so
Oh,
much,
shit.
there's just no
You're
way
my
to
gaming
go.
soulmate, Andy.
Yeah. Oh, but when he said that, like, I don't even know how he didn't know I was done with him. I stopped talking about him. I stopped tweeting about him. I ignored him in chat. And he was just, hey,
You're playing hard to get.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're going to get my abs. Dude.
Meanwhile, Andy's like messaging Ash, like, do we have an HR department?
Look, there are
So-
texts with me and Ash of me being like, please, Ashton, where's the light at the end of the tunnel, please?
Just look at this one. Hey, I hope you liked my appearance tonight. He's so desperate for validation, you know. I was fighting both a bad stomach because I had McDonald's for DSP tries it, and my Ghostbusters
Oh.
costume is only a medium size.
I'm always
It-
talking like Michael Jordan when he had the flu and still won
Yeah,
a
it was like
basketball game.
it was like Phil's flu game. But he says his Ghostbusters costume is only a medium size.
Uh-oh.
It rides up my ass, and it was from 9 years ago, so
Stop.
I forgot. Now wait a minute, Phil. I thought you had lost weight from 9 years ago.
You should have been like, King, the people would love to see your ass crack wedgie.
Sire, the people demand to see your ass crack, please.
More cheeks for the children.
You know, and he goes, I tried to do my best, but I think some people in your chat found me boring.
They did.
So I'm sorry for that. Just
did.
brutal.
Oh,
Like,
what
Phil
was
has
that stream?
self-awareness around you.
Yeah, kind of. I think. But what was that stream in particular? Was that the Ralph stream? Or what the hell was that?
That was like, I don't even remember. I
We're
think
doing
we tried
Gunbusters,
to-
right?
We're going to hear about his
No, it's
Gunbusters
even
idea.
worse. Okay, so we did what he wanted to do, right? Ashton stayed up all night planning the Gunbusters, like the Ethan Ralph segment. At 9 p.m., he's like, sorry, I have to go. Wouldn't even do us the favor after we helped him. And then he stayed in our chat for 4 hours.
Yeah, he's like, guys, I have to go.
Why did you
and then
leave?
within 20 minutes, he was in our chat, and we'll see what he does when he ends his stream.
So
It's
he lays
great.
next to Cat and just talks
Yes,
to you
and,
guys.
and just messages us. Yes, well, he gets drunk.
Oh,
It's like, hey, Ashton, hope you are well. Sorry if I've spammed you with messages or annoyed you this week in some way. I didn't mean to. Things are all good here, and I hope they are on your side. Too. It
Pause.
just makes me
Ash,
laugh.
This is so
Ashton.
fucking gay.
Ashton,
Isn't it?
Gundam, hear this. I'll have to head through my logs, right? But they're so boring. He copied and pasted the exact same message and sent it to me, but changed Ashton to Andy. I'm not kidding. Word for word.
Well, at least he changed the name. It's what I thought he would do.
That's psycho, though. That's psycho.
He needed approval from one of you. Who delivered?
Oh
Ashton, I didn't reply to that. I was like, fuck this guy.
You're like trying to block him again.
Well, then I just say to him, everything is good. I've just been streaming a lot and falling asleep right after the shows because the only time he'll message you is at like between the hours of 4 and 6 in the morning.
In the weird part of the night.
Yeah. And then he goes, okay, good to hear, man. No problem at all.
That's, his marriage is fucking dead.
Oh, I know. It's dead as fuck. I just enjoy being friendly with you guys and want to make sure I don't do anything to mess that up. But it's just like, holy shit.
You guys are all I have left after Mr. Finkel's died and my wife won't speak to me.
Oh, man.
All right.
It is sheer. You did this to yourself, dude.
And
Like, it was a great clip.
I love how this is all his master plan, by the way. And he was the Snake King, but he was like, his master plan was to be this like pathetic, needy guy begging for our attention and
Beating down dog.
and getting fucking made fun of by us and his wife yelling at him and revealing all these embarrassing details. It was his King Snake master plan.
You fell into our trap. By the way, okay, I don't think you saw this. Maybe you did.
A lot of this stuff is wild and new to me.
Or did you see when he said the plan, he's the King Snake, to RTU, he's like, have you heard of the King Snake? Did you hear that part or not?
Oh, yes, I saw that part. Okay.
And then it turns out the King Snake, how it actually like works, is it emits a foul or odor
odor?
to get the fucking
predators away. Its last resort is to actually attack. It flees
It would
and
rather
then
fart on it.
Yes, it emits a pungent odor to get people to leave it alone. Much like Phil, actually.
There we go. One honest idea. You can have me
This
on
is
for a
so
full
bad.
roast.
Okay, so it had been about 2 months, and I was just like, let's ignore this guy's DMs. Let's slowly phase him out.
We were
He sucks.
done, yeah.
He's talentless. He's a hack.
And
But
he somehow wormed his way in.
He's so desperate. He's like, one honest idea. You guys have me on for a full roast, and I take it and respond live. You can be brutal, and if I actually get legit pissed, it would make great content-y.
What the fuck? Content? Was he a 23-year-old girl?
When he's drunk, he's like, you'll notice this when he's like shittered. He'll do like typos or it won't make sense. But this is how he's in his fucking feelings, begging to come on.
He wanted to have a Friars Club roast, but who was going to roast him besides you and Andy? Nobody else.
It was just us. Nobody else was going to do it.
Nobody wanted on until Steve showed up.
Listen to what he says here to Andy. He goes, I get what's going on, and I'm in on the joke. Oh,
by the way,
buddy.
I go, amazing word.
Says,
was that the top 10 racist moments?
I might have been. And, he says that this is legitimately life-changing. It was legitimately life-changing for him to be on our show.
It has been life-changing.
He's in on the joke, guys. He's totally
amazing.
You guys make Phil crazier. That's what you did.
Oh,
amazing work. You sat there and took it from us. Good job, buddy.
Okay, so he's teasing me with this idea all day. I wish I actually kept this part in. I shouldn't have cut it out.
This one's a gem.
But essentially what he says to me is he's like, I've got this idea. I've got this really good idea. I go, what's the idea? He's like, I'll tell you later. You won't believe I have this great idea. So he goes,
why not tell you now?
I know. But so then he starts telling me this at 1 a.m. He goes,
oh,
the Ghostbusters idea. I hope you like it. So he goes, Ethan Ralph is so dumb that my detractors baited him with a fake Twitter account. So he started talking shit about me, and you guys showed me a bit of him. So I randomly tweeted out Ethan Ralph on my timeline. I'm basically getting a written pre-stream. You see what's happening here? This is basically a written level 1 podcast. Not only did the tweet get crazy attention, my detractors convinced him to respond in a drug-induced video that made no sense.
It was bad. It was
typical
bad.
Ralph.
Yeah.
And this is the thing: is this guy is now Phil's new co-host for the wrestling show is Ralph. So I
can't wait.
Oh my god!
Wait.
He goes, that made no sense. I responded to that too. So he goes, so here's his idea. After all of that nonsense that was completely irrelevant. So I think we can do a whole show or special around him. We can play it off like you guys are scientific experts on this kind of disturbance from the sector.
Oh, God.
But I'm just an outsider who knows nothing. And we can turn it into Ghostbusters, but call it Guntbusters. And make it like Ralph is the Slimer ghost from the movie.
Oh, my God.
I even have a Ghostbusters costume from Halloween like 9 years ago I could wear. And I bought a prop PKE meter from the movies. I think like these are the ideas that he would come up with.
We did not do that, by the way. We just and then he left. And then he left after we got. Oh my god! I'm so pissed.
Oh my god! Okay. This is the crazy thing.
Is this to me?
Holy fuck, man! This is to you.
Oh, buddy, this is early on. Oh my god!
So I have some confusing and bad news about kick streaming. I'd like to share with you before I talk with my audience about it tomorrow.
Oh, wait,
I'm shocked.
Are you there still?
Oh, it might be the end.
We might have lost him. Don't worry. Don't worry. He'll be in back in a second. It happens.
But this is crazy. So I'm thinking, I'm like, Andy, like, what happened with Kick? Like, did Phil reveal it was like, did he uncover it was some sort of scam, or there's something wrong with it? Like, we were actually worried based on what Phil said. I have some confusing and bad news. I'm like, fuck, is it shutting down? Like, we really like this site. Of course not. So what Phil writes to us, let me just have a quick look here. Okay, you're just letting Gundam know
I'll
that
let
he
him
cut
know.
out.
Yeah, he'll be in. Don't worry. It's probably like internet
actually,
thing.
let's take this opportunity before we go into this next set of DMs.
Yes.
Let's do some shout outs here. We got Nose Goblin for a sub, Digital 717 for 5 subs, Beer League done badly for a sub, Baron Wife Karen Life Real for 10 subs as well. Let's get some subs.
I've made like a million new scenes today. It's been tough, but I've been doing it.
Super chats came in.
Read them. Yeah, perfect time.
DSP Historical Society for $15. Pig, Roach, and Rage Pig sitting in a stream. BEGGING. And then we got Killbot for 20. This whole end of the Phil Casino arc has been like the gorilla episode of Kenny versus Spenny. Casino goes full animal while Phil phones it in and tries to match it. He can't match the Casino there. Then we've got South of the Border for $20. Phil and Ralph is going to be hilarious, especially when the revenge porn and dialysis super chats come in and Ralph loses his temper on the show. God, there's so much opportunity for that to go so fucking amazing. It's going to be so good, bro. I'm so hyped for the Phil Ralph crossover. I'm so here for it.
By the way,
it's a dream.
Ashton, the DMs were so cringy that it hard crashed Itsagundam's PC.
No!
He's restarting. No, he'll be back in a minute.
And we got Wacky Shucks for 10 subs.
Let's
and
go.
Kino Pool Boy for 25 subs. Let's go.
Let's get it.
Yo, I just told them
Let's get it.
I just told them that your computer couldn't handle the cringe. Like your computer's like unplug.
It's terrible what Phil is doing to me.
Yeah. If you want
Ever
to turn
since
on
I
your
started making DSP videos, my
animation.
PC rebels against him.
Yeah. Just turn on your camera when you want. About the VTuber. I know you have to turn that thing on or whatever, but yeah, it's all good.
So this one's
So
crazy,
Kino, bro.
Gundam.
So Kino.
So we convinced Phil that he should come to Kick to stream because we're on Kick. You know, they're nowhere near as censorship-like as YouTube is. They allow for a lot more. Plus, there's a 95.5 cut on subscriptions, whereas YouTube takes 30% and all this stuff. So we convinced Phil to go over to Kick or whatever. Well, Phil, like a week into streaming on Kick, sends this. Kick just denied me verification, but I exceeded all of their criteria, and they don't give an answer why.
By the way, I don't work for Kick. Guys, just so you all know, I do not work for Kick. I am not an employee, a moderator, or anything. Okay?
No.
So I don't know why he's DMing me this.
You know, but he DM'd me this exact same copy-paste message as well.
Yeah.
In fact, their denial notice says they won't respond if you ask why, but you can reapply in 14 days. I have no idea what's going on, but I'm very heated right now. I busted my ass figuring out dual streaming thing, and this is a complete insult. All of my viewers knew I was applying, and now I have to tell them I got rejected, which is a fucking huge celebration for my detractors. So now I have no idea what to do.
By the way, I was
live. On that.
I was live doing a post show, watching shit with the other co-host, Psycho, and I'm like, hang on, let me just fucking type, because he's like having a mental breakdown. I'm like, oh my God. This was the first thing that actually made me go, I don't want to work with him. Remember, Ashton? I'm like, the next day, I'm like, I can't handle this.
This was beyond. This was insane.
You got to understand, this is Darkside Phil. He's a massive deal. He was 4th place in Evo back in '94.
Yeah.
All right. This guy,
Okay.
on the front page of YouTube with Linus Tech Tips. He's a legend. He's the greatest. He changed the FGC. He changed game. He created Let's Plays. I mean, I want you guys to let that sink in. This dude inspired PewDiePie. His list of accomplishments are endless. So how could they not verify this genius?
Just listen to this insanity. Like, he's heated. Like, he feels like he's entitled to verification on
King.
Who the fuck does he think he is? It's crazy. But then, like, this message is just on. There's so many layers to it that's insane. I busted my ass figuring out dual streaming. It's restream.io.
Breaking labor.
Phil, you just put the stream keys into the sites. Like, Phil.
I had to write a tutorial for him. I had to write
a
point form tutorial.
Holy fuck. And then
It was like he was a coal miner
and he
in the
says,
content mines.
This is a complete insult. An insult to not be verified within a week when you
Mhm.
only had like 50 live viewers on the platform.
And then, yo,
And by the way, you were still on YouTube, so it's not like you exclusively came here. And then this is the part that drives me the most insane. All my viewers know I was applying. Whose fault is that, Phil? It's your fault for telling them, Phil.
Yeah.
Why would you tell them? And now I have to tell them I got rejected. Why do you have to tell them you got rejected? Why does he act this way? And then he goes, which is a huge celebration for my detractors. Who cares? Who cares if they celebrate you not getting your verification? How does this affect you in any real way, sir?
On some level, he knows that the detractors are his true viewer base.
yes,
No.
yes. By the
I
way,
mean, without them, Phil would have been done by now.
yeah,
He'd be like the guy
exactly.
you were watching earlier.
I tried to convince him of this and say that we need to pander the content to the people who are actually watching, which is the detractors.
The detractors do free work for Phil. When you think about it, they go through all of the shit
Yes.
he does, and they pick out the pieces of corn. You know, they go out there, they're like miners. You know, the miners back in the day when it was so hard to find a little bit of gold dust. That's what they do.
Yeah,
Then they curate it, they chop it up, they make it funny, they make it interesting. He should thank the detractors.
Shouldn't he?
For free.
By the way, here's me
Holy.
troubleshooting. Do you
It's
have
not
enough
this
individual
type of PR.
Yeah,
Listen to
exactly.
this
No,
one, though, that
but-
he
but hang
said,
on, hang on,
Andy.
hang on. I'm like, but do you have enough individual chatters? Because I'm like, no, he doesn't. There is no
Andy's
way.
tech support.
I am the tech support of the fucking show, basically.
So, you
Go
know,
ahead.
he then goes, I hit every single criteria and applied today as soon as I did. Well, maybe you want to be exceeding it a bit more than just barely meeting it. And doesn't it look sketchy?
no.
But then I asked them why I got denied, and they said they don't need to tell me why. This is exactly what happened with Twitch in 2021,
Base.
man.
Bring up
Base.
Twitch.
I'm so tired of being treated like this and bullied. How is it being bullied to not get the verification badge, Phil?
Wait.
He goes,
That's
I'm
what
not.
you gotta do.
He goes, I'm not angry at you guys at all. Why would you be? Why would you be angry at us? We're not the ones who denied you, you fucking
Wait,
douchebag.
wait,
He
guys,
didn't pull the strings he needed.
Guys, I just saw something really funny that actually proves I didn't care
Oh,
and wasn't
why?
paying attention. So he tells me he spoke to Kick and they said that, you know, we're not going to tell you why. Ashton, read my DM right after.
I'm sorry, dude. I'm sure there is a reason, or maybe someone wasn't checking or something.
I completely didn't listen to him at
Dude,
all.
you sound like my YouTube partner manager.
Listen to this
didn't
guy,
listen
man.
to him.
He was just totally drunk. I'm just angry that once again I'm the guy who works hard and gets crushed for no fucking. He really believes that it's working hard to play video games every day.
I'm a piece of shit.
Like I just don't know.
Phil, like, the thing he does is amazing is how he sucks his own dick professionally all day, every day. He's his biggest hype man. Then you came in and added an extra voice to all of the ones in his head telling him he was great. And he went clean over the fucking edge.
Oh yeah.
Look at this.
I mean,
I wrote
look at how
Kick a
crazy this is.
I said I wrote Kick a nasty email and then closed
why-
it before I sent it. I never did any of that shit. I was just trying to. I was like, how do I
No,
make
that's. I think that's Phil, isn't it?
Oh, that was him. Okay, I don't even remember
No,
that.
listen.
Okay, it was him.
This guy, he goes.
Oh,
I also DM'd
Okay, I thought I
Ashton.
lied again.
And I know,
lied a
and I
lot.
know he has to get out of that crazy Shrek costume. He goes, I won't say anything at all tomorrow. I'll ignore it and just try to carry on. Like he's carrying the cross to Golgotha or some
What a
shit like this.
burden.
Like,
I lied so much to him that I don't even remember
oh my
what
God.
I said. What me reading this is like me reading it for the first time
listen,
too.
Listen to like the
I'm not
spurt
kidding.
shit here of Phil. I wrote Kick a nasty email, but just closed it before I sent it. Like just
You
think
really
about
showed
how
them,
crazy-
Phil?
What would it be? Kick's loss to miss out on your 70 live viewers, sir?
Yes.
Like
yes.
this is such mental illness, Phil.
It's
this-
16 years
this-
legacy, Ashton.
This to me, honestly, this to me was actually the craziest interaction we ever had with the guy. Beyond the underwear, the socks, the cancer, everything.
Andy
this is-
shirtless.
You know, he goes, I'm calming down now. You're calming down now.
Why is he even telling you?
I'm still getting paid, so I don't actually know what I'm angry about. Like, it's
Oh my
besides being treated badly for no reason.
I was live,
you'd-
by the way,
but
folks.
you'd
I was
think-
live.
He goes, but you'd think I'd be used to that by now? I've made bank on Kick, so I won't stop co-streaming. That would be stupid. Sorry to bother you. I was upset in the moment.
This dude is like spazzing out over nothing burgers, bro.
This
I kind
is
of
a
wish you two
220,
paid him.
man.
I wish you two paid him the attention they pay me, because he'd lose his fucking channel in a heartbeat. Jesus Christ.
Okay.
It's
Holy shit. Look at Phil. He's
To
like,
me.
I have had tonsillitis really bad before from overworking myself. I
Oh,
have
man.
something I'd like to talk about when you get a chance. It's actually about Ashton and sadly my detractors.
What?
Tonsillitis is the black lung for streamers.
Ash
What's
and
up?
I had plans for a few interesting things, going notably Halloween and a wrestling show, but now he almost never responds to me when I DM him.
Oh,
My detractors have been bombarding me with messages in chat saying he is shit-talking me, and I've ignored all of them. I just want to make sure everything is cool between all of us. Any normal person would take the hint at that point that I didn't want to be bombarded every day with his messages.
Dude, look at my
Unless it's a really hot chick you can't get over.
Yes.
It's
just-
Ash. Look at my fucking reply. Nash, bro, you're awesome, dude.
Nash, bro, you're awesome, dude.
It's just me, like, quickly.
This guy's writing fucking essays. Listen to this. This is so pathetic, though.
soon.
Like,
Go ahead.
and if it's not, and I've overstayed my welcome, I just want to let you know how much I appreciate all you
Oh my
guys did
God.
for me. I won't forget it, and I'll always have your backs. Meanwhile, this is all
Oh.
apparently his King Snake master plan. But I also know I'm a boring dude because I'm not cut out for drama. I'd love to do some co-op gaming with you sometime. I know it would be very fun. Anyway, have a good night, and I do hope this is all BS for my detractors and not real. Phil, you know right well I'm not responding to you, Phil. So it is real that I'm not responding to you, Phil. And guess what? Yes, I was shit-talking you on the show. Want to know why, Phil? It's because you fucking suck. But he just couldn't get the hint. It just kept going, the guilt trip sessions.
The fact that Andy wrote, Nash, bro, you're awesome, and Phil didn't even catch that literally Andy mistakenly replied to the wrong person.
Oh,
No, it was me
What?
writing nah, bro.
Oh.
But it's me just like,
You
like
just
not
misspelled
even,
it 'cause
not
you
even
just
looking
didn't
at my
even give a
phone. Yeah, I didn't
shit.
give a fuck. Yeah.
Holy fuck.
Let's game
Okay.
soon. What did he say here? to
Hey,
me? I don't
hey,
remember.
Andy, we locked in a time, and I can't wait. I haven't played zombies in many years, but I remember how it goes, and I'm excited. I also want to say thank you for your kindness towards me. You have helped my family so much in ways you couldn't even imagine. Life isn't perfect, but because you and Ash gave me a chance and were nice to me, it has literally changed my life. I don't take that lightly, and I know there's no way I can ever repay you guys. So all I can say is, thank you so much. He must have been drunk off his fucking ass.
I
when
see
he
why
wrote
Bill
this.
leaked the DM.
dude. This is me in, was that October, November? It was after December. I just stopped. I was like, I can't.
Well,
pretend
Ethan
to be
Ralph's
nice.
wonky hand nails it in chat. He goes,
I was trying to be nice.
this is a disturbing level of attachment from the moderate amount of attention that you gave him. Isn't
I
it?
see why Phil leaked the DMs and said it was all a joke, because this makes him look so fucking lame.
Oh, it does.
Like lamer than we all ever thought he was.
I barely DM'd him ever. He even says that in his like expose. He's like, me and Andy barely any like, and he's like, I love you, thank you. I'm like, thanks, man. Yeah, you're awesome. Bye. Like,
I'm telling you, Andy was the chick.
okay, here we go.
This is only happened to me with a beautiful
Okay, so
woman.
what is actually relevant about these DMs are the last DM. So here it is. Hey, so I'm going to start doing a once a week Kick exclusive late stream about politics.
Stop.
Just announced it today on my podcast. However, I do not want it to take place at the same time as your show and split our audiences in any way. So I wanted to run it by you and ask if you know which days in the coming week you guys will be streaming. For your information, I'm sending the same message to both of you so you both know.
I did
So
not
when-
reply.
Or
did I? I don't
when
remember.
When he says our audiences,
Yeah,
the
man,
rea-
if you lost those 70 viewers, it would have ended.
that's what I'm saying. So what this really is Phil saying, hey, I want to steal your audience and your viewers' money from you guys. And what I want you guys to do is schedule your show around my show, even though you're like 10, 20 times bigger than I am, in order for me to make money. Is that acceptable, bro? Like, this is crazy. Who the fuck does this guy think that he is?
And that was
Seriously.
when, see, 11,
He's
6.
the king.
Yeah, exactly. So 11, 6, 24. The
And I
official,
don't
that
think-
message was the end. That was like to me, I'm not going to even pretend anymore.
And I don't think either of us ever responded to him about this.
Of course. And then
Because
he
it
went
was
in our
like-
chat the next day or like 2 days after.
Because Phil has an answer. You cannot leave him on red, you motherfuckers.
Well, he wrote that in our
Oh,
chat.
man.
And I'm
that's
like,
the thing,
we
it's
don't
like
talk business in
yes,
chat.
We left him on red because this was the most delusional and insane thing that we had yet heard from him, especially after the kick stuff. So then he starts going into our chat to publicly pressure us into agreeing to this shit.
Disgusting.
Holy fuck. So this one's interesting. This is during the Josh interview. So one of the conditions of doing the interview with Josh is that Phil said that he wants to do the interview. He goes, I'll be honest with you. I want to do it when my wife isn't home. Because
Good choice.
Yeah, he's been treated incredibly
eat
awful
me.
by Kiwi Farms. She will not want to be here when I'm trying to have a reasonable conversation with Josh. And she's working daytime Monday through Thursday. Hence, my day streams on those days would work perfectly. I had forgotten that her work schedule changed this week, and she's going to be home all day Saturday and Sunday. Sorry for being difficult about this. I know this week has sucked and has been stressful enough as it is with Muda canceling. Trying to schedule anything with Phil was so difficult because you're going to streamers who are magnitudes of order more popular than Phil.
You, Mudahar, and a bunch of other
Josh Moon,
Josh
all
Moon.
sorts of people. And you're telling those people that they have to schedule themselves around Phil.
You must accommodate the chosen one.
They must accommodate the chosen King Phil, who's so mighty and so powerful. And it was just crazy. And it would be constantly changing, and Phil wouldn't know if he wanted to do it, didn't want to do it, would put all these conditions on it, and it was just crazy. But here we have Phil's just can't even do this debate or this interview with his wife in the house. He's scared that she'll give him shit.
She'll overhear him being an idiot.
Holy, okay.
A very profitable crossover. You sound like a fucking ad.
So
Ashton sounds like an ad.
No, seriously, I was just shilling to him like insane, telling him anything and everything.
Write me an ad to convince DSP.
Okay.
I bet GPT knows who he is.
Just for those of you who don't know, but
I checked on Wednesday.
I'm pretty sure everybody is aware of this character. His name is Derich or Derich, and he was a Phil viewer for years and years.
Derich is such a wild animal that you guys couldn't possibly comprehend.
You know what, Gundam, give us the Derich lore.
One day I wanted to find out what was this Derich about, who's always in DSP streams. So I go onto his Twitter page. It was the worst mistake I had ever made.
Oh, no.
Have you ever heard of rainbow blowjobs?
No.
No.
I know. It's definitely interesting. So me being a precocious little scamp, I decided to see what Derich was looking at. It's about getting these porn girls to drink colored water or juice. And then can I say throat effing them? I don't know how far I can go here.
Throat
You can say
fucking.
anything.
You can say anything. you want.
They're getting throat fucked into the next millennium. And they start vomiting colors on the dude's dick. And Derich is writing back.
What?
I absolutely loved your throat gagging, Stacy Keebler. It made me hot.
No.
Then he'd be talking to wrestlers. Happy birthday, John Cena. I can't see you now. So I fall down the rabbit hole of Derich. Before I know it, I'm stalking him on Cherry Pimps with my assistant, waiting for him to show up to streams and harass streamers until he starts crying in chat.
What? Okay.
He got banned for Cherry Pimps too.
It turned
What's
out,
Cherry Pimps?
and
It's a campsite where you see girls hold themselves open and stuff giant dildos in their orifices, while Derich screams, "Can you say my name?"
No.
yes, Derich would beg these porn stars to say his name, interact with him, and he'd send messages like "just jerked off to your latest video," stuff like that, like just the most autistic and crazy stuff.
One girl committed suicide, and Derich was on her timeline saying, "I'm so sorry you're dead. You have one of my favorite scenes ever."
Now, that is just like mental illness and autism and, you know, shady kind of gooner stuff, right? And that's not enough. Like, it's pretty bad. But where it crosses the line is on this guy's YouTube channel, he had a playlist called like Sexy Girls. And it was videos of little kids playing in playgrounds.
What the fuck?
And he had, and this is when I knew this guy had to go. And me and Josh told Phil he had to go. I saw this. I'm like, the guy has a playlist of hundreds of videos of kids playing in playgrounds called Sexy Girls.
8-year-olds?
So, yeah. Like,
Oh my God.
And so it was
The
Josh
wall.
actually that brought this up in the interview, and I knew it was going to come up, and I looked into it, and I'm like, yeah, this is fucked. So me and Josh kind of went into this knowing we were going to press Phil about it, and we told him, listen, this guy's a pedophile, and you got to ban him, or we can't be associated with you in any way. The guy
And then Phil
actually
protects Derich.
Yes. The guy actually defended Derich more than he defended his wife from me calling her fat.
Stop.
That's
Well,
what's
you gotta-
crazy.
You got to put in perspective. Derich has always praised Phil. I think Kat's done praising Phil.
Yeah. I think she's probably not very happy with how things are going.
I'd
And
say so.
this guy actually pressed back against us. And I think it took us about 20 minutes of having to twist this guy's arm to finally get him to ban this dirty, disgusting pedophile. And he messaged me. I banned Derich live on my stream. It's sad, man.
It's sad.
Why would it be sad
After
to
everything
ban a pedophile from your chat?
After everything that you told him, Josh, I had no idea what the fuck was happening, right? But 'cause I was already like fucking fucking out of this shit. But that's fucked. And he's saying it's sad?
Yeah.
Derich deserves a bullet.
This motherfucker called me a dirty pervert. And
Well,
he hangs
you
out
are.
with Derich. Listen.
I mean, listen.
Well, maybe.
No.
It's all right. We got Goonski over here too.
Shut
you know?
the fuck, VR-ski.
All right. Let's go to
I
the
tried the
next
VR
one.
porn. It's not that good.
Okay. Oh my God. Look at this autism about this fucking Ghostbusters shit.
I hope you like it.
Oh my God. I don't know. He says he can make Ghostbusters jokes and references all day. And it totally feeds into your Halloween. Just go to the next slide. We have limited time. This
You're
is
like,
too
I don't
much
even want to bother.
spurgery. Okay, so this is where I gaslight him into doing the calf thing. So Phil goes, why are my calves such a big deal? This is hilarious. I said, you're like Calfzilla, the calf king. They are just jelly of your mad
The golden
gaze,
calf.
bro.
Wait, pause. You said jelly? And he believed you.
Yes.
You said jelly.
They are just jelly of your mad gains.
This is embarrassing.
If you say stuff like that and emphasize how jacked your calves are and how superhuman your calves are, they will lose their minds. I said, you should lean all the way in and do a Rick Rude gimmick for your calves every show. What the ladies want to see and the men want to be. It's the king's calves. He started.
That might have actually been funny if he did it.
I know it would have been. I had good ideas, honestly.
Like he hikes up his pants like a woman on the side of the road.
So he goes, LOL, that's funny as fuck. He goes, I know it's a joke, but what is up with all these autistic fucks obsessing over the smallest minutia? I guess I have to lean into every little thing. Now I have a topic for tomorrow. He should be grateful. He should be grateful that they even care. Anyway.
You know, when he did his politics show, he should have gone down to the food place and told them how they were wrong and live streamed it. It would have been huge.
Oh, bro, this is where
this
wants to kill him.
This is just another one that was just crazy. So I messaged Phil, not knowing, by the way, because I never looked at his schedule, not knowing it was the holy day off, not knowing that it was the Sabbath day where Lord Philip must rest by doing 4 hours of grocery shopping. So I said to him, I think we have an interesting opportunity here. Jay is willing to blow the whistle on Review Tech and reveal all sorts of receipts. We could do a huge show. We also have the girl who Rich cheated on his wife with who wants to do a tell-all.
Yeah, on Lolcow Live.
The idea is we would broadcast it all together on Lolcow Live, but it would be Monday at 3:30 your time. I say I'm not too happy with how fast Keem tries to move
which
things
which he does. He was trying to push it fast.
He was trying to like push, and I knew that wouldn't really work for Phil, but I figure, okay, let's see if we give him like 3 days notice, surely. But I go, it could be big for everyone. Honestly, we should talk about this. Maybe stall them, say Monday is too short notice and you need more time, but let's do this. Well, here comes Phil's response.
By the way, and remember this, we've done favor after favor. Everything was our idea. We were fucking taking flack by pretending to be his friend from detractors. We were like doing everything.
You notice
to
my
get
experience here, though, is I have to tell like that we have to stall in like Monday, which is 3 days from then, is too short notice because I know how Phil is. You have to have 3 or 4 board meetings about it. Every single idea had to have multiple board meetings, arguments back and forth. He would have objections. I would have to overcome them. It was so fucking exhausting. Listen to the shit that he fucking lays on my table. Look at this shit. For your information, it's my day off, and I'm not even home right now, so I can't even intelligently respond. But yeah, Monday is bad for me. I just changed my schedule to have Saturdays off every week. So now my React days, which I'm obligated to do because people pay to submit the vids, is Monday. Also, I'd want to know the time commitment because, to be honest, my viewers are quite tired with Review Tech drama.